Hi, how are you? My name is Dennis Miriti. Welcome to Prenum Studio. This is the corporate section. Now, today we want to handle a very intensive topic, and I want to ask you a question. Why are you not getting a job? First of all, I am very concerned with why we go to school. Let's start from there. Why do we go to school? Like, say, the previous system that we had, the 844, why do we have to go to school for 8 years? Again, go to high school for 4 years, and again have our 4 years in campus. And some other courses we have even like 7 years or even more in campus. Why do we go to school? First of all, most of us go to school so that we can get a job. And that is where we go wrong. But forget about that. That will be a topic for another day. So today I want us to discuss why, after going to school for 8 years, 4 years, and again 4 years, a very good 16 years, why you're not still getting a job. You have your papers, you are bright in school, you know exactly what you're supposed to do as a professional, but still you're not getting that job. First of all, why are you not getting that job? The first thing could be you have expectations. You have unrealistic expectations. One, you expect to move out of campus. Of course, you've graduated. And then you come and get a job that pays you a huge amount of money. And too bad, you just sit and wait for that job. One, that job may not come. Number one, you're being proactive. What does being proactive mean? You're waiting for that perfect job that maybe you studied in school, and that is exactly what you want to get. And that makes you lose or miss out other opportunities that come your way. For example, you've done a course that is in hotel industry. If, for example, you have done a managerial course, maybe you're supposed to be the hotel manager, but a position for a waitress comes up, or rather a waiter, you doesn't take the position because you feel you're supposed to be a hotel manager, which is okay. One, I normally tell people that come around me looking for jobs that if you sit around, or rather you just wait for a perfect job, the time that you wait, that time doesn't amount to experience. But if you find somewhere you can do something, or you find a place you can even work without being paid, that is experience. I see many people complain that nowadays every company is looking for experience. And it's true. Every person, every employer wants to employ someone that is versed with what they are doing. And if I am employing you to start training you, that is a disadvantage on my side as an employer. So what should you do? After you are done with your campus, the first thing you should seek to have is experience. And many companies, when you approach them to just work for them, you'll find out that at some point you'll be able to argue, or rather you'll be able to negotiate for an income from the company. Because one, you've given your skill for free, and they have already seen what you can do. Secondly, a wise employee makes sure that whichever company they are working for, the company feels that they cannot lose them because of the value they are adding to the company. For example, if you're a marketer, or rather you are a salesperson for a certain company, and that company makes huge sales during your tenure, which crazy employer will be very comfortable losing you? So those are some of the areas, because you see, sometimes we want to finish school and then we get that huge employment, that huge salary we've been waiting for. And that's why you see many people are saying there are no jobs, but it is because someone is waiting for that certain job. Number two, you lack passion in the position you are applying for. And this comes when sometimes we do things that we do not like. For example, you went to school, you're a doctor, and then you did mechanical engineering. You find out that when you are applying for jobs, you are applying for jobs just for the sake of it, because that is not in you, it is not your passion. That's why it is very important as a career person to do something that you like in campus. After you're done with your Form 4, you go to, when you're going to campus, make sure you do something that you love, so that it will not become a problem to you when you're applying for a job. Because from a human resource perspective, we are able to gauge if whoever is applying for a job, they can do it well or not. That's why we have long listing and short listing, and then we go to the interviews. Of course, that is to filter who is who in the employee market. If you're competing with someone that, for example, has done hospitality, they love it, and that was their passion from when they were young, of course, you will not compete against that person. Of course, they are doing something they love, and they applied because they love the job. Yeah. Number 3, you don't sell yourself. Yeah. You do not sell yourself. You are just seated, maybe you're waiting for a connection from that uncle that promised you they are going to connect you to some company, and you feel that the uncle is the only solution you have. That doesn't mean selling yourself. I have been so impressed when I was working as a human resource manager, seeing guys come with CVs, dropping CVs in companies. Of course, that is not the best way to look for a job, but it shows you that that person is passionate enough to do a job, or rather to do the job that you would offer them. Some of us, we do those big, great courses, but then we sit with our certificates at home. We sit with our degrees, which we sit with our masters and PhDs at home. We do not sell ourselves, and that's why you see, I do not understand why everyone thinks there are no jobs. There are no jobs, and you find their adverts, their job adverts, each and every day someone is advertising a job. And talking from a human resource management perspective, sometimes we would advertise for jobs and we would not get the right candidates for the job. Why? Because people sometimes make calls looking for jobs, but when you call them for interviews, they don't come. How do you expect them to get that job? 4, your resume or CV doesn't showcase your value to the company. The way you customize your CV, or rather the way you write your CV, is very important for your job search. And you can be 1,000,000% qualified, but your CV doesn't portray your qualification. And that's why I normally advise job seekers, make sure your resume outdo, or it is better than your experience, or rather it is better than what you can offer. Yeah, because that is the first item you have to sell yourself. If a human resource person sees your CV and they like it, you have just made the first step. But if they see it and they don't like it, you have failed right at the application of the job. Sometimes we would get CVs, and when we call these guys for an interview, we find out that what this guy is telling us, and what is on the CV, it's like we are dealing with two different people. Yeah? Even the experience, sometimes you see they do not know the year they started their careers. You know, they do not know the companies they have worked for. They cannot give an account. The CV cannot portray them as good employees. Yeah. So what you have on your CV is very crucial for your job search, and it can either make you get the job or lose even the opportunity of being interviewed. Yeah. Number 5, you haven't researched the job or company. Sometimes you go to an interview, you have not researched what the company does, and you have not researched about what entails the position you're looking for. For example, customer service in a solar industry and customer service in hospitality industry. Those are two very different jobs, but that is customer service. But the two positions are very different. So when you're going to a solar company as a customer service person, what are you supposed to look for? Yeah, what are you supposed, what is the experience, what are you supposed to offer the company that is employing you? Yeah, another thing, it is very embarrassing, and that will kick you out, to go for an interview without clear knowledge of the company that is going to interview you. I mean, going to work for a branding company and you do not know the company actually does branding. Then you're told, what do you know about the company? You have nothing to say. Yeah? And it's normally, actually, even from your side, it will be very embarrassing too. So it is good for you to do a good research. When you're going for an interview, make sure you know the job description that is for that job that you're going to do. It is very, very important. Number 5, you have, number 6. Number 6, you conveyed a sense of entitlement at the interview. This is something I have seen several times. When someone comes to the interview and they say, I am the person for the job. I'm telling you, depending on the different temperaments that you'll meet, some of them will not interview you, because we have different temperaments everywhere. Somebody, you just mention that and they are done with you, they don't interview you anymore. When you're going for a job interview, you're supposed to be open-minded. You're supposed to understand that you are in an interview. You can either get the job or not get the job. Of course, you came for the interview because the interviewer felt you are qualified for the job. And in an event, they feel that someone else is more qualified than you. Of course, there is a chance for you not to get the job. If you make the interviewer feel like you are entitled, that you're coming to the interview already having the job, it's like you're just coming to confirm. Of course, it will be a no, and a big no. Yeah. So it is good for you when you're going for an interview. Don't make the interviewer feel like you are entitled or you're taking the job by force. Number 7, you are overqualified or underqualified. 1, what do we mean when we say you are overqualified? For example, we have advertised for customer service or a receptionist, as you'd want to call them, position, and then you give us a CV of someone, or rather you have worked as a human resource manager, 5 years experience or rather 10 years experience, and you want to be a receptionist, and the receptionist position maybe is offering like 20,000. Of course, that is a first disqualification. You are too qualified for the job. And the reason why an employer will not take an overqualified person is because that person is likely to get a better job anytime. Yeah, and that's why you cannot get, it is unlikely for you to get that job, because the employer wants to employ someone that will be with them for a long time. So if you are overqualified, the employer feels, if we engage you on this position, of course you'll continue looking. What you'll do here, your main job here, will be to use my internet to look for a better job. And of course, even from a layman's language, we can conclude that this person is looking for a better job, only that they are doing the receptionist, they are taking the receptionist position because it is the one that is available as at now. Yeah. Being underqualified, of course, we use the same case. You are an admin, but then you're looking for and the job description, of course, or the explanation on the job has stated clearly that they want someone that is over 5 years experience, but you are here, you have your admin experience, and then you have 1 year experience, and then you are applying for a job that requires someone to have 5-10 years experience. Of course, you are not qualified for the position. And I would advise any job seeker, please, when you're looking for a job, do not just apply for jobs, because you may apply a job in my company and I see your CV and I note that you are unrealistic. So when I see your CV next time, of course, I will not even have a look at it, because I felt that you are not honest with yourself and you're not realistic. Yeah. Number 8, you are not connected in your industry. This is something people have tried to use, but to me, I believe connection is good, but you can make your own connections. It is not that you can only get a job because you're connected. No, you can make your connections. And as I said in the beginning, one of the things you can do is try to build yourself no matter where you start. If you are in FMG, or you're in production, why don't you build yourself from down there? Sometimes it may require you to do some things for free. Yeah, for you to be able to get to a certain level where you can give now a value, you can build something from down. Sometimes you'll need to do things for free, and this goes overboard even for the CEOs of the CEO that in companies. Some of them will tell you that they started by offering free services. Yeah, because they are building a name. When you're building a name, no one knows you, and for you to build a name, at the same time, even it is the same thing with building your CV. You need to make connections for yourself. So when we are talking about connection, we do not mean that you need to know that CEO of a certain company for you to get. It is good when you know them; it's an added advantage. But if you do not know them, you can create your own connection from scratch, which is better, because the connection will be your connection. Maybe you'll not need someone as a stepping stone. Yeah. Sometimes you can have a personality that is not likable, depending on the job you're looking for, and that is something that I always advise job seekers. If you are looking for a job, it is good to package yourself in a likable manner. Yeah. Forget about everything that happened to you in the morning before you go for that interview. Forget about your attitude. All you can do is prepare for that job, because you've been called for an interview. This is an initial step for you to get a job. You should have a likable personality. Actually, jobs like customer service, a secretary, the front office jobs, they need you to have a certain personality, a likable personality. So when you're looking for such jobs, it is good for you to note that. Yeah. And it's good when you go for an interview to be very careful not to communicate a negative message. For example, even if you see anything negative concerning the company online, you can't go telling the employer that this is what I am seeing online, and this is what I feel about it. On the first instance, you're supposed to talk positive about the company. Do not make the company look bad. Maybe when you get the job, you can try to implement and change some of the things that you found. But when you go to the company, the very good thing you can do is for you to make sure that you say good things about the company. Yeah, and I think that's it for today. And I would like us to learn these things so that no matter how the job market is crowded in Kenya, I believe there is a job for everyone. And next steps will be, next sessions will be seeing how we can be good employees, and we'll go through and see how we can exit employment successfully and build our own empires. For me, I believe in getting experience in what you do. After getting the experience, you use it to build your own empire. Yeah, and thank you so much. I'll urge you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be bringing these videos oftenly, and please support us by subscribing, comment. If maybe you have question, ask us on the comment section and we'll be able to answer you. Thank you so much, and God bless.